The same way that boxers have to learn to take a punch, did you as a driver, do you almost, like, have to learn how to get into a car crash? Like, do you have to
That's
at
a
some point
great question.
accept that it's just, like, part of it?
Yeah, I mean, I think every driver acknowledges that's part of the deal, and there's really no driver that hasn't had, their own collection of crashes. That's part of the learning process coming up, and even in the highest levels. There's nothing you can really do to train for it or prepare for it,
Yeah.
mentally or physically. It's just one of those things you got to learn the hard way, and yeah, it sucks. I can tell you that.
How vividly do you remember the 2015 crash before the Indy 500?
Honestly, mercifully, I don't remember it at all. I
Mm.
was I was so concussed in that accident that I've got no memory of what happened. As far as I was concerned, I was driving my car and everything was great. I blinked and I woke up in hospital, 12 hours later, whatever it was. So for me, thankfully, I don't have any memory of it, so I don't ever have to kind of relive it or go through that. I can watch the video. It doesn't bother me because it doesn't feel like me in the car.
Yeah. Did you question whether you wanted to race again after that?
Never. When I woke up, I couldn't talk. I had a tube down my throat, so they gave me a pen and a piece of paper. And the third question that I wrote down on a piece of paper was, "When can I get back in the car?" So I didn't even know what was fully wrong with me yet. I wasn't even entirely sure I was going to recover yet because I didn't know what my injuries were.
Yeah.
But I was still immediately asking, when are you going to get me back into a race car?
And when you did get back in, you were completely comfortable?
Totally comfortable. I mean, the one thing about it is, to drive a car on the limit, you do have to kind of push your mind and your body beyond what it wants to do. The human brain is designed to keep the human body safe. And at some point when you're driving a race car, the brain acknowledges what you're doing is no longer safe. And drivers are just able to kind of push that back and really kind of push through that natural boundary that should be there. My only worry about getting back into a race car was that something subconsciously was going to be holding me back a little bit. It's not that I didn't want to get in the car, it's not that I wasn't willing to put the car on the line, but to be in that, top 1 percentile of professional drivers, you have to be willing to absolutely put everything out there. And if something in the back of my brain subconsciously was not going to let me push that limit or take that risk, then I would never have been able to race again. Luckily, as soon as I got in the car, I felt good and it felt like that nothing was holding me back and we were able to keep going.
So how do you push through boundaries as a race car driver? Do you almost have to reconcile with the fact that you could get in the car and never be able to go home?
Yeah, I think drivers in general try to not think about it as much as they can, but I think any driver would be lying if they said they never thought about it. And certain drivers maybe more than others. For me, I can remember times in my career where I had that thought. I had that discussion with myself, like, "Hey, if something happens and you don't come home today, are you okay with that?" And the answer was always yes. So I think anytime you get to the point where you stop feeling like you're okay with taking that risk, you immediately have to hang up the helmet and stop racing. And obviously, I was able to get back in the car. I raced for another 6 years, whatever it was, um, and never really thought twice about it. So I think when I decided to stop even, it was less about, there were other factors that came into play, and it was less about, the thought of maybe not coming home one day, as selfish as that can sound to somebody, especially if you've got a family.